I'm Craig Kenneth, a relationship coach and a psychotherapist. Don't go through a breakup alone. Click on the link in the description below to get a one-on-one coaching with me, or go to my website, askcraig.net. Hi there, I'm Coach Craig Kenneth, and in this video I'm going to be talking to you about I have to do something. So the reason that I've decided to do this video today is because I am constantly talking to people where they feel like they're in a situation where they have to do something during this breakup or in their time apart. You know, if you guys are split up or you're on a break, it depends upon your scenario. And I know a lot of times you're stuck in your head and you're just going over all the different scenarios a million different times in a million different ways and trying to figure out what you could do to make your ex interested in you again. And there's a lot of bargaining going on, you know, oh, this and that, and if I do this and that. Constantly seeing you guys come up with crazy plans and ideas to try and get your ex back. And I get it. Believe me, I get it. Because I was the same as you guys. When I was going through my breakups, I was doing the same exact thing. I would just constantly run through all kinds of thoughts and ideas, and your brain is just like literally trying to come up with every single idea it can to reconnect with your partner, because you feel that severed connection from them and you're desperately wanting to reconcile with them, reconnect, and it's like your brain is just going crazy trying to make you do that. It's a survival technique. It's a survival issue because it's wired into us that we are connected with the people that we love, and that's to keep us safe. And so when we feel disconnected, we feel like we are in danger, we feel like we're going to die. So it's very hard to turn off that internal alarm. Believe me, I understand. And so when you don't know how to turn it off, you're literally trying to come up with any single idea that you have to reconnect with your ex, so then the alarm gets turned off. I mean, some of the ones that I see all the time, or I used to do too, was like thinking that if you could just talk to your ex, if you just talk to them and convince them to work things out with you and let them know how much you care about them, they're going to want you back. Unfortunately, that does not work. It has never worked for me, and when I talk to you guys, I always hear the same thing, because it just doesn't cause attraction. And that's really what we're trying to do here, is we're trying to come up with a scenario that is going to be the most effective way to re-attract them. And trying to convince somebody how much you care about them and how much you love them just doesn't re-attract them. Obviously, the grand gestures every day. I have guys telling me about their grand gestures and these strategies and ideas that they're convinced will work. And every day I get emails and Skypes with you guys, and they're just saying, it didn't work. And they tell me what happens. Believe me, if it worked, if it was effective, I would share it with you. But I know that it's not. You know, when I was going through my breakup, I would literally spend thousands upon thousands of hours over the years researching, looking for articles, any tiny tidbit of information, even one little thing here or there that I could I would write down and try and remember and share it ultimately with you guys now. But you know, it's such a tough time. I really get it. I understand what you're going through. I empathize with you. And that's why I do this. That's why I'm so passionate about this. Because there's not a lot of good information out there. Most of the stuff out there is garbage, and it doesn't work, and it actually hurts you more than anything. And, had there been good information out there, I wouldn't have been crying at Applebee's. And I would have known when my exes were more interested and when they were doing things. I would have been able to identify it. But at the time, the information just wasn't out there. And that's why I'm so passionate about getting good information out there for you guys, Monday through Friday. And, always looking to add new things. And today's video, I think it's probably going to resonate with a lot of you, where you just feel like you have to do something to get your ex back. And I've got 2 emails that I wanted to share, but let me get into them. The first one is from Sandra, 27 years old. She says, "Hi Craig, I absolutely love you and your channel. I am one of the people who watches it pretty much non-stop, and you are the only breakup expert I trust. I can see why all the ladies have a crush on you." Well, thank you very much, Sandra. You have good taste. Or bad eyesight. I absolutely love your sense of humor and compassion for everyone. Well, you might not like my sense of humor so much if you ever saw me doing stand-up. My compassion for everyone. I might not be so compassionate if you saw me doing my stand-up. Watching the looks of the people's faces in the audience wouldn't be very compassionate. It would be more like, what is he putting them through? That is just terrible. These people don't deserve this. She says, "I honestly cannot believe some of the emails you read and how you find a way to be compassionate towards people even when they're completely out of touch with reality. The world is a better place thanks to you, so thank you." Well, thank you for those kind words, Sandra. That is very sweet of you to say. And, even if I can make the world a little bit better, hey, I'm only one person. So, there's some more to the email. Let me go on. She said, "I have wanted to talk about waiting. My ex said he needed a break almost 3 weeks ago, and I have no idea what he wants. I don't know if he's thinking about coming back and working it out, or he's just wants to move on. I absolutely cannot handle this waiting game of just waiting to hear from him. It's the worst feeling in the world. I don't want to do anything. I can't sleep. I can't eat. I'm absolutely miserable. All I can think about is them. I don't know what to do with myself. I feel helpless. My anxiety is absolutely out of control." Yeah, it is incredibly difficult in that situation because you feel like he has all the power. And essentially, you have put your life on hold trying to figure out, like, okay, what does this person want? I want to work it out. I love them. I want to be with them. And so now you just feel like you're kind of helpless. It's hard. It's really hard. Obviously you're having tremendous amounts of separation anxiety, and there's going to be a lot of symptoms that come from that. Obsessive thinking, so difficult to turn off the obsessive thoughts. They're intrusive. I mean, where you just can't concentrate and you can't think straight. It's very difficult to concentrate for anything, any extended amount of time. You're just constantly like in this fog, you're bargaining, where you just keep running scenarios in your mind of ways to get them back. You're in physical pain, you have muscle tension, you feel like your heart's been ripped out of your chest. Nightmares, stomach pains, negative thoughts, like you're not lovable. That's a really tough one to go through when you're going through a breakup, is feeling like you're not lovable. And a lot of you guys right now, who especially have had an attachment trauma, and haven't had your needs met from your caregivers really feel unlovable. And it's, it's difficult because you're just caught in this traumatic cycle of when you feel rejected and abandoned and neglected like you did in your childhood, and then somebody leaves you, abandons you in your adulthood, and then you start to feel all those same feelings from your childhood where you felt neglected, abandoned. It's very hard because it brings up all of the pain from the past into the present. And so it's a tough situation, I get it. And, understanding it is so helpful. Just being conscious of what your body is going through and why it's going through that. And like I said, just understanding that the pain that you're having over this breakup is, very similar, even mirroring the pain that you had in your early childhood with your caregivers and the attachment trauma that you had. I have a second email here where he says, "Hey Craig, thanks for all your amazing work. It takes a lot of time and energy to put out as much amazing content as you do. I want to say thank you. Your education and experience really shows." Thank you very much for the kind words. He says, "I am having such a hard time with so many factors of my breakup. I can't stop obsessing over things I wish I had done differently. I constantly watch your videos and I think I wish I knew now when I was with my ex." Oh yeah, that's a big one. Now that you've come across my channel, I hear just almost constantly, everybody's just telling me, "I wish I had known this stuff. I wish I had known this stuff." Well, I completely understand, because that's why I put it out there, is because very little information helps you understand why you feel the way you feel, why your partner feels the way they feel, and how to manage your behavior, manage their behavior, and balance it out so you're both happy and both getting what you need in a relationship. Let me go on. He said, "I wanted to open up and admit some of my faults. I realize now that I was very insecure with my ex." Okay, remember though, the insecurity is really stemming from the attachment style with your caregivers in the first 2 to 3 years of your life. That's where you initially formed this insecure attachment style. And when you attach to your partner in a romantic relationship, that those insecurities that you had in your childhood are going to come out in your romantic relationships. He says, "I had constantly told her what to do. I was very critical. I would make fun of TV shows that she liked. I said really rude things because she put on a few pounds." Ooh. That's not good, dude. "I would call her gross when she got out of the shower." Have you never met a woman before? I mean, seriously. He says, "I feel awful." Yeah, you kind of should, because what you said was pretty awful. I mean, come on, man. You don't say that to somebody. I mean, this is supposed to be somebody you love or care about, and you tell them that? Yeesh. "Thanks to your videos, I realized what I was doing and why I was doing it, and it was to try and get her to lose weight." Yeah, well, that is certainly not a good way to make somebody encouraged about losing weight. "We had a big fight where I said if she didn't stop eating, she would get fat like her sister." Oh, Dude. Oh, man. What were you thinking? I mean, you obviously were not thinking. That's just, it's completely, it's inexcusable, dude. You cannot talk to your girlfriend like this. Oh my gosh. He says, I know I'm a real ass. I didn't even have a clue that I was wrong. I feel like such a complete failure as a man. She was so loving and sweet, and I was seriously a jerk. After the fight, I did apologize. Yeah, well, you know, I'm glad you apologized, but at the same time, you can't take that back. I mean, think about how you would feel, how hurt you would feel if she made fun of your manhood. Okay? Think about it. That would really hurt your ego. And even if she said she was sorry, and she took it back, every time you were intimate, what do you think you would think about? And what do you think she's going to think about if she ever gives you the chance to be intimate with her again? She's going to feel like she's fat. Because that's what you said. Alright, so think about that, okay? Let me go on here. He says, I feel like I can't do anything but wait. It's torture because I feel like I have to do something. But I feel like if I did something, anything, it would help. Well, in your situation, I would not reach out to this girl. I would not do anything. You've already done enough. She needs time away from you. She needs time to think. She needs time to deal with her feelings and figure out what she wants to do here. And I think if you reached out, you just push her away even further. Right now, she doesn't want to hear from you or talk to you. And can you blame her? I mean, you can't. And you have to respect that. You have to respect how she's feeling and, you know, what she's going through. I mean, it was borderline. I mean, I'd have to read through it, but it was definitely felt borderline verbally abusive. I don't remember exactly how you said it. If it was you're gonna get fat or you're already fat. Either way, you don't talk to somebody that you love like that. You have that kind of negativity in a relationship, and there's not going to be any intimacy. There's not going to be any trust. One of the most critical aspects of a relationship is safety. You have to feel safe with your partner. You have to feel emotionally safe with them, that you can open up and they can open up to you. It's got to be vice versa. If there's not that kind of safety, there's not going to be trust. There's not going to be intimacy. Nobody's going to want to open up to each other. Obviously, every situation is different. Every relationship is different. Every breakup is different. In your particular case, you need to respect the space that she has. And if you don't, you're going to look weak. You're going to look needy. You're going to look insecure. And in the meantime, you need to really work on yourself and think about how you like to be treated by somebody, and, you know, how you've treated her has been pretty bad. So I know you're sitting there thinking, I have to do something, I have to do something, I have to come up with this, I have to come up with that. No. What you need to do, your something is waiting. Your something is waiting. Your something is giving her the space to figure out what she wants to do and where she wants to go, if she wants this relationship to continue. And maybe she'll say she needs other things out of you. That would be up to her. I mean, breakups are a symptom of a problem. It could be something that you did. It could be something that they did. It could be something that's happening in your communication. It could be a lot of different factors. There's so many intangibles that lead to relationships not working, and that is exactly why I'm here to assess that situation with you. I take a look at what's going on, and then I help you come up with an individual plan that works best for you. So, if you want to get my help personally, go to my website, askcraig.net, sign up for the coaching option that works best for you. If you like the video, put a like on there, and be sure to subscribe to the channel, because I do post videos Monday through Friday. That's it for this video, though. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth, and I will talk with you soon.